And yeah, I think it would be safe to assume that once or twice we've mistaken their technology for ours, or ours for theirs, or adversarial technology. Like, definitely, I think that there's.
You were talking earlier about the underwater aspect of this and how, you'll see things that seem to like appear from there and show up when, there could be a nuclear test or you talk about like laser beams and stuff like that that could be going off, like, and it's like they show up. And then, of course, we all always think about the fact that like 95% of the ocean's completely unknown to us.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck could be down there? Do you think that, not necessarily all of it, but some of it could be like DARPA, who could be so, 40, 50 years ahead of us in technology, and, at least we have it?
Well, I think there, yes, definitely. I think, we've been exploring the ocean since like the 50s as well, right? With technology, with ground penetrating sort of radar or sonar or whatever, down there, looking for crafts that we lost, in terms of rockets or, so we've been exploring that quite a bit. And yeah, I think it would be safe to assume that once or twice we've mistaken their technology for ours, or ours for theirs, or adversarial technology. Like, definitely, I think that there's, we're at least 30 years ahead in tech, I would say.
What does that mean for something like AI then? Because it's like,
yeah, I think that means exactly what that means.
Like,
for
are
AI.
we living in AI's reality and have been for a while, and we just don't know it?
I don't know. I would hope to think that if we did reach, 0 point on AI or whatever, or the the peak of creating artificial intelligence, that we would hear about it instantly. I would think. Like, that would just change everything. It would exponentially grow and just like take over everything immediately. I don't know. But in the event that we wouldn't find out, then I think, yeah, it does exist. It does. It's being used. For sure, whatever the government has is better than what we have. That,
for sure.
Whether we know that, right?
That's why, like, when I listen to David Fravor's testimony, he's always really stood out to me, because he's just like describing what he saw, and then he gives you, the actual video of like, here's what it was, here's where it moved, and he's like, listen, could be alien. It's something that we definitely didn't know about technology-wise, so what the fuck is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a real open-minded nature to what he's revealing there that I think, in the Gimbal video, obviously. Hey guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's a huge, huge help. Thank you.
And he's like, it is not Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, but it's like, what's he even read in on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he knows he's still a pilot. He's not the fucking president or the head of CIA. So it's like, what are they not even telling the guys whose job it is to patrol the air about? Or is it just straight up like, oh, that's from another place, which could be the explanation?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think probably some people do know. I can't even speculate if it's from us. I don't think it's from us. I don't think that stuff, that especially the stuff that comes out of the water. I think, if you want to look for a reference, I think look at Richard Dolan's work. He's got a lot of work on underwater submerged objects. I would just assume that anything that's down there has been down there for a very long time, is my guess.
Right.
I think that a lot of the craft that we've retrieved has been from in the water.
Why do you think that?
UAP Gerb did a lot of big deep dives on some of that stuff. Bob Lazar also says that he believes that, well, first of all, the checks were made out from, I think, the Office of Naval Intelligence or the Department of Naval Intelligence to Bob Lazar. So the Navy is massively involved. It's not the Air Force, it's the Navy. They're probably both dealing with their own things and don't even talk to each other about it. But the Navy, I think, has probably the most advanced technology in terms of like reverse engineering UFOs. If that's the situation, it's definitely the Navy.
But then how do you explain things like Right Pat and stuff like that?
Yeah, again, Air Force probably has some stuff, but I think the Navy's been pulling stuff out of the water for a very long time. there's a lot going on in the oceans, I think, and I think we're starting to hear about it more and more. When something crashes in the water, it doesn't really blow up,
right?
You know, so it might be easier to grab what's in the water.
Now, that was what you mentioned this earlier. That was what Lou was talking about with Project Interloper, where the proposal was to like go out into the ocean, run, you know, some sort of nuclear simulation.
Yeah, even just have nukes out there.
Have nukes and like try to draw.
Yep, lure them in. Yeah, and then they said that they canceled that. So
yeah, that was convenient.
Yeah, they said, never mind. Nah.
Don't worry about it.
We're not going to do that.
Nothing to see here.
No, yeah. You want to even try it? Nah, we won't even try it, I think.
What do you think of Lou? You've had him in too.
I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a very nice guy.
He's a nice guy too.
Yeah. I think he's a nice guy. You know, I'm not gonna comment on, you know, whether listen, he worked counterintelligence, and that as someone who is skeptical of things, of the nature of what we're being told, I have to be skeptical of what he says. But that's a general skepticism that I hold for anyone in counterintelligence, not specifically to Lou.
I agree. I think you have to have that for all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But, you know, would gladly have dinner with him. He's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's been nice to me. He's been nothing but kind to me. You know, he did the podcast when it was like in the early stages. So, you know, he really he came through there. I can't knock him for that. As far as anything else goes, I mean, I think there are enough people on Twitter talking about that guy. I don't want to be a part of it.
It's such a negative culture within like the whole like UFO thing. I stay the fuck out of it. I've seen it before. It's like,
again, it's what we were talking about before. I just don't want to talk about people. You know, if Lou comes out and has like some groundbreaking news, we can talk about that, you know, but as far as his character goes, I don't know him well enough to talk about that. I think he was nice to me, and I'll leave it at that.
I think it's another thing of where people want things to be 0 or 100 and things can be a mixed bag.
I think so.
And I've said that.
I would like to think so.
Yeah. I've said that to his face on camera and off camera, and I feel pretty strongly that that is the case without knowing the full details of whatever it is that he's involved or isn't involved with now. You know, so it's like, take what he says, do with it what you will. Yeah. I think that's kind of our job, put it out there for people to decide. And if they want to fight over that, they can fight over that. I think it just gets like, you know, sometimes like, especially with you know, people fighting over him and stuff, I'm just like, all right, go out and touch some grass, people. You know what I mean? Like, there's better things to be fighting over here.
Absolutely.
You know, if you don't like his information, no problem.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. Like, you know, there's the picture, I think, was the latest one, right, with the where he showed the crop circle type deal. I tweeted, I thought it was real. You know,
I was thinking of the dead babies one.
Oh no, I wasn't. I saw that one too. Yeah.
Which, by the way, that is not. People were saying he passed something to me in episode 273.
Oh, they thought it was that,
where I couldn't say what it was. Yeah. He's like, if I show you this, you can't say. And I look, and you just had me reacting. That is not what he showed me.
Okay.
What he showed me, all I'll say, I can't say what it was, but it was something that had words on it. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
So it was not. It was not that. But like when I saw that, I was like,
I was never shown anything. So
I was like,
yeah. I was never sent a text with a weird image or any of that. When I saw that image of the crop circles, I was like, at first I was like, oh, it's really like, and then I tweeted it, and then I was like, looking further, and I was like, oh, it's a pretty good illusion. You know, it is a really good illusion. It's a good optical illusion. That, yeah. And then I tweeted, oh yeah, case solved. Somebody found it. You know, and that's for me. That's all I cared about was the information. Right. Let's look at the information. Oh, we found where it comes from. And some people are like, well, we gotta talk about where. No, you just gotta do your own research, and like that's it. Well, why do anything more?
100%, man.
And obviously, you know, after things like that happen, I think naturally people's conviction level will lower with all the information that he puts out, and that's a shame to him. If he's trying to put out truthful information, it's a shame for us receiving that truthful information, because now it has to go through the filter of all this other stuff that you know showed up not to be true.
Right.
And so it's just unfortunate, is what it is. But there's no reason to crucify the guy for that. I think you can just make your own decisions and move on with your life.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Chris, it's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, man.
You are a fountain of information on this stuff, so it's fun talking with you about it. Your show is amazing. We'll have that link down below. We're also going to link your old YouTube channel too.
Appreciate
Magic,
it.
so people can go watch all the stuff you do. You're blowing my mind a few times today, so I guess thanks for that.
Thanks.
But it's great to finally meet you, man.
Likewise.
I've appreciated your support from afar and everything. That's been really cool. It's nice to put a name with the face.
Likewise. Love what you're doing here, and thank you to your audience for letting me have a space to chat about my shit.
Absolutely. Everyone go check out Area 50 Debriefed and Area 52 production. All right?
Thanks, fellas.
See you again soon. Everyone else, you know what it is. Give it a thought. Get back to me. Peace. Thank you guys for watching the episode. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button on the video. They're both a huge, huge help. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram and X, those links are in my description below.